What's up, Team Buckhouse? Johnathan Buckhouse here. In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to do a backflip on your snowboard. Now, obviously, this is one of the most requested tricks in snowboarding. Everyone wants to be able to backflip a jump. It's flashy. Everyone wants to see it. It always gets the chairlift cheer. So how do you do a backflip? Now, before I just send you off some park jumps and throwing a backflip, what you need to make sure you know how to do before you try flipping on your snowboard is, can you even backflip? What I recommend is on a trampoline. Go out on a trampoline, do a bunch of backflips. If you have the luxury of putting your foot into like a trampoline snowboard and throwing backflips, do that. Once you know how to do a backflip, and some people like do it into water or they can do it on other things, you just gotta know how to backflip, because what we don't want is you to go upside down and then your body get lost. If you know how to backflip, you know how to pull yourself back around, and that's the most important thing for that. But you also need a general knowledge of snowboarding. You need to know how to hit a 5 to 10 foot jump. That's the jump you're gonna first wanna throw a backflip in. Now, you can do it into powder. That POW landing is gonna be a lot harder to land, but it is gonna be softer. If you are really like solid at flipping, you can do it in the park first, but make sure you know how to hit the park jump. Make sure you know the speed of the jump that you wanna hit before you're gonna throw it. And that's really all you need to know first huck of a backflip. There's one other thing you can do that is gonna help your odds of landing, and that's snag an evolution sticker. I hear those things help you do a lot of crazy stuff on your snowboard, so snag one of them. They also come with guaranteed compliments. Okay, so now that we've got our evolution sticker, we're ready to throw the flip. Kind of, what style of backflip do you want to do? Some people like to do the barrel roll style, which is almost like a rodeo. There's also the wildcat, which is kind of like flipping over the tail of your board. And I kind of have a hybrid where I kind of initiate a wildcat, but I turn a little bit and do the flip, and then I pull it back around. So once you understand what rotation you want to do, you find your jump and you line up in front of it. I don't like to take a lot of turns going into my flip. I'm trying to like line up, drop in, maybe make like a little setup turn, and I'm gonna pop off my toes. Something I like to do before I huck the flip, once again, I'm kind of a wildcat style, so I'll line up and I'll like do a couple of these. What I'm trying to see is, what is the sky gonna look like when I flip? I'm not a big fan of flipping on overcast days. You can do it, but sometimes the sky and the snow will mix together and then you get super lost in the air. So on a bluebird day, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm flipping today. Okay, what's it gonna look like when I go off this kicker? I got clouds, I got this, like that's what's in the sky. When you first start throwing backflips, you might close your eyes. You might be, I'm just now able to start tracking my flips and where I'm at in my rotation. It kind of is a blur, you know, you're kind of just like, ugh. But because we've done backflips on trampolines and other things, we did backflips before we did it on snow, the muscle memory kicks in, the muscle memory pulls it around. Now, something that's probably gonna happen to you when you first start throwing flips is you're gonna over rotate. The over rotation happens way more than the under rotation. But the under rotation, if you do that, more than likely you're gonna clip your toe side edge, you're gonna penguin slide down the landing. You would think that's gonna be brutal, but honestly it's not that bad. But try to make sure you're going in with the speed that's gonna put you to the sweet spot, but not too much speed so you're not over rotating even harder. And the problem with the over rotation is that's when you lean your hand back and you can break your wrist. I've seen a lot of people break their wrist with the backflips. That's kind of your biggest concern. A lot of people worry about landing on their head. That's not gonna really happen. Like you're kind of like a cat. You're gonna avoid that, but putting your hand down, try not to do that. One thing that does happen is you'll backflip and then 180 out because you over rotated. Because I've snowboarded so much, I have a general air awareness. So every time I'm over rotating my backflip, my like instincts kick in and I 180 out. So if you're doing that 180 out, it's because you're over rotating your backflip. So the way I've stopped over rotating my backflip and been able to land, you know, regular, take off regular, land regular, is I've been trying to slow my rotation when I huck. So I'm slowing my huck and I think about pushing my hips forward. Now, I'm not the best backflipper. I'm still working on my flip. So that is what I'm working on right now, is like I'm gonna pop, look, kind of push my hips forward and try and get it more laid out. That's just kind of the process I'm going with to stop my over rotation. At the end of the day, the one thing that's gonna help you do a backflip and land a backflip is balls. Having some balls. You gotta muster up, you gotta send it. Like, it is a scary trick, but it's an easy trick. It is honestly easier to do a backflip than it is to do a 360. There's less components, there's less things going down, but it is 10 times scarier to flip than it is to spin. I don't know why, that's just the way it is. So if you wanna go out and learn a backflip, there is this moment where you gotta tell yourself, I'm gonna do it afraid, I'm gonna suck it up, I'm gonna huck this thing, and what happens, happens. You cannot get past that wall. You know, maybe like read a book, listen to David Goggins, I don't know, like do some self-development to understand how to break through that fear factor. Because once you can start telling yourself to do something you're afraid to do, that's when you really can start unlocking a lot of sick, cool different tricks. But those are my tips for how to do a backflip. Once again, this is not my, like, I rock at this trick. So if you guys have more advice for backflips, please put that in the description to help other people learn backflips. That's the whole point of this channel. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button as well as the like button. All that stuff helps out the algorithm. And also drop a comment. What's the next video you want me to teach you guys how to do? And with that, Team Buckhouse, as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. We'll see you guys tomorrow in another video. It's daily on this snowboard channel. We do stuff like this daily.